This is a winter's vacation. Here I am just adventuring in southern Utah, now taking a break, settling down, writing down some ideas, some notes, some impressions throughout the trip, honestly. And honestly, it's been so nice. I really wouldn't mind if it didn't end at all. If the vacation just kept on going forever and ever. I mean, I'm totally fine with the desert. I would be 100% fine if the vacation just did not end. It ended. And now we are on our way back to Salt Lake City. And never have I ever not wanted to go home as badly as this. And the worst part, coming back home to your messy room and realizing you got to get back to work. And yes, you really thought you could escape from that. Yeah. I learned a lot on the arrival home from this trip. Like, for example, time does in fact go by fast when you're having fun. But most importantly, above all things, life really, it just won't wait up for you. And I guess that's what the hardest part is. And it's really not about getting back from a vacation and how to get back into life. It's really about how to get back into life, period. How to reset your goals and get started again. Because no matter what, any situation you're in, any idea that you have, you're going to get exhausted. You're going to forget about it, and you're going to ultimately lose sight of the goals that you had at some point. Everybody's going to experience it. But the question is, how do you solve that situation? How do you get back into the habit? Because really that's what it's about. It's the habit. It's not that you're just not feeling motivated. It's just that you don't have the routine of it anymore. You don't have the system in place that you had before that made it so easy. Does that make sense? I'd say the obvious method is just to start. You aren't going to be driven by motivation 99% of the time. You might have spurts of motivation every once in a while, but most of the time it's not going to be there. You can't be driven by motivation. If you're driven by motivation, then you ultimately never get done. It's like the idea that having an idea releases more dopamine than actually putting in the work for the idea. Meaning that 99% of people who have any dreams only ever talk about them. They never actually do anything. So you actually just have to start. That's really the biggest hump you have to get over. Whether that's going to the gym, it's just like wake up and go to the gym. Like that's the first thing you have to do in your day. It has to be at the forefront of your mind. If you want to do anything well, you have to make sure it's at the front of your mind. It's the highest priority. It's like in YouTube. They say that you have to make 100 videos before you actually make a good video. It's going to be the same in every other aspect of any goal that you set. You have to do it 100 times before you actually do it once well. And then, of course, you got to do it a million more times to actually really perfect it. But if you don't start, then you never ever get anywhere. I mean, you might as well just be a slave. And ultimately, that's not what you want. That's the whole reason you're not doing it. But here's the thing. There's a lot of methods that you can use to really aid and help yourself. Because starting is something that is really difficult. And I'd say that the number one big thing that you can start with is one of these. Just start the day with the idea and the expectation for yourself that you're going to write down every thought and impression that comes to your mind. This is a serious life hack. It's honestly going to convert your mind into a new process of thinking, which will force you to start producing higher quality thoughts. Elevates your whole entire way of thinking. Writing down your thoughts, your impressions, your plans, ideas. Rather than talking about your goals and your ideas and your dreams, write them down. Use that dopamine, that little bit of motivation that you have to put them in here. And a lot of people will be like, oh, I'll just write it in my phone and things like, don't do it. Why do we write in our phones? We just write in our phones. What's going to happen on our phones? All it takes is for me to drop it in the toilet, and guess what? All my dreams, thoughts, impressions, they're gone. If it wasn't for iCloud, but who knows? Your phone is where your ideas and dreams go to die. Another really big thing is, again, what I said, number one priority. Your idea has to be number one priority. When I wake up, I just make the bed. Why? Because it's the first thing on my mind. I know that I can't really progress and succeed in anything else that's hard if I don't start with this. If I can't do one simple task, then how do I expect myself to achieve anything else? To everybody watching this video is nice and short just so you can take in the knowledge a little bit easier. Make ideas for yourself. The honest and simple truth is that you just have to start. You're just too lazy to do anything about it. You haven't started because you're too lazy. You're busy talking about it. But you never actually do. Nothing will destroy a man quicker than the words he produces without action. I invite you guys to start today, to take a notepad, carry it everywhere you go with the expectation to write down every single one of your thoughts and impressions. And if this is really important to you, put it at the forefront of your mind. There's a scripture that says, as a man thinketh, so is he. Meaning whatever you focus on will become even as so. My name is Gabriel Bowman. Make sure you watch another video, and I'll see you in the next.